We wanted to run, we wanted to fall together. Back then our world seemed so clear. We grew so bright, shimmering lights around us. We take flight into the sky. How many worlds would you cross to use the light that's right in front of you? There is no light on the other side. I say, look straight ahead and you will see. You will see. You will see. How many worlds would you cross to use the light that's right in front of you? There is no light on the other side. I say, look straight ahead and you will see. Take my hand, I'll lead you on into the stars. We'll ride away from all the wars, close the doors and disappear again. And I don't know how many times I've said that this is not the end, and we will make it out of here alive. Oh, alive. Alive. Oh, alive. Alive. How many worlds would you cross to use the light that's right in front of you? There is no light on the other side. I say, look straight ahead and you will see. You will see. You will see. How many worlds would you cross to use the light that's right in front of you? There is no light on the other side. I say, look straight ahead and you will see. How many worlds would you cross to use the light that's right in front of you? There is no light on the other side. I say, look straight ahead and you will see. You will see. your smile. Now the sunshine brings the light. Fill me out with a flame. I will let you in this game. Take me out when I'm down. 'Cause with you I'm safe and sound. 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 I'm left behind, obeyed the line, but always a gone. Euphoria at the bottom line, I lie afraid. Are we in the same place? Falling. I'll be the wake-up call. I'll be the siren. It's nothing personal, but don't try to fight it.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to myFragLeague Season 1. We're looking at the second division. Well, it's the currently the only division, but it's Group 1. We're looking against FloWenZ versus Causality eSports. And right now, we are on Inferno. We've had some issues with the server. That was, the reason for the delay here. As you can see, it's also kind of scuffed up my HUD here a bit. Whereas Inferno was technically the second map to be played, but both teams just agreed to let it roll in Inferno and then deal with any server issues that might come up later. However, hope you guys are doing well. First cast of 2021. Super excited here. It's going to be an important match as well. Both teams are going to be looking to top the respective group if they do win this best of 2. Should this game, however, end in a tie, we will most likely see, well, I expect to see Team Nordlys actually jumping up. They're currently playing a different game, or different match. And if they do win that, they're going to be jumping up towards that top spot. And that is, again, if this match here ends in a tie, well, you're probably looking at the 2nd and 3rd place contender for this group. So a lot on the line here for both teams. Both teams probably going to be very eager to win it. We're just going to make sure that we have our HUD correctly, and we're going to switch it if we so need to. We do have FloWenZ. Well, they're starting T side and not CT side. Let's make sure we manage to switch that very quickly. And yeah, again, hope you guys are having a good time. I'm going to go to edit here. I'm going to reverse the sides. That should make a lot more sense here. We are on to the pistol round. FloWenZ here. Going to be starting on the terrace side. Causality here on the CT side. Trying a new HUD for this cast. Just playing around a bit. Still new to the whole casting department. And of course, having multiple HUDs to work with. It's always nice. Well, we do see a bit of a slower start here from FloWenZ. Causality is going to be starting in that 3-2. Very, very slow start. Not a lot of action going on. We do see apartments being taken here by FloWenZ, as well as, well, some top mid control. MLEC is just going to be holding banana. Waiting for that push. So far, though, very little activity. Smoke's going to go out towards mid. So far, though, no rotation has been, well, called from either side here. Crazy Bear with a good tap here on JFS to opening up that round. FloWenZ already a player down, and that's going to, well, Oyan, who was going on that rotation, but that frag is going to give them some extra confidence, and he's going to rotate all the way back. We do see FloWenZ, however, going to be partying up with MLEC here on top banana. Going to be ending B, most likely. We do see defensive smoke. The push has started. Oyan finds one. Uglin finds one. Can he find more? No, he doesn't. MLEC takes him down. Bomb looking likely to go down here. It's going to be an uphill struggle. MLEC with a good tap here. Finding 2. Both Oyan and Oba going down, and brings it back to 2v2 here. Bomb goes down. FloWenZ. Well, you can arguably say that they're now in the lead of the round here. Going to be happy either way. MLEC, well, let's put on the radar hit. Oh, some team damage. Shrug goes down. So does MLEC. And, well, the retake from Causality looking very, very nice. I think, however, though, FloWenZ, they do lose that initial player, so probably going to be happy with, well, getting the bomb plant. That being said, though, bringing it down to a 2v2. Definitely a round they can win. We all know how important momentum is on a map like Inferno. Especially picking up those T-side pistol rounds. Tend to be quite crucial, but time will show. As far as I'm aware, these teams are fairly evenly matched. If I'm not completely mistaken, Causality, a bit more of a team so far. FloWenZ, I know from some insider information that there's been, well, some uncertainty in what the team will look like roster-wise. I know they're looking for new players, as well as one of the players currently in the match has moved into a bit of a more of a manager position here. So, that being said, though, it's going to be important for the next year. Obo going to be peeking out. Doesn't actually get the tag, but manages to survive the peak. FloWenZ, we do see quite a few deagles here. Also see some armor from MLEC and Shrug. Investing quite heavily into this round. That being said, though, I'm sure they can invest into the next round as well. Uglin close angle with the MP9. That's deadly. That's very deadly. Gets the first. AFS goes down, and, well, FloWenZ, they did invest something into this round. They can't leave empty-handed. It's not going to work out. Uglin getting a lot of info hit. Finding at least 2 banana. Going to be crouching down the sandbag position. Fairly confident, it appears. Well, MLEC, what can you do with the Can you find one? So far, no. Obo finds one. Oyan finds another. FloWenZ down to 2 players. They need to make some damage here, but they don't. MLEC goes down. Only survivor currently being shrugged. Doesn't appear to be lasting long, and he does go down. Crazy Bear finding that frag. Flawless round so far from Causality. Well, this is the important part. The oh so famous gun round, and Oh, FloWenZ. They have the firepower. It's all about the execution at this point. We do see Causality here managing to, or deciding to stick with the MP9, FAMAS, and the Scout, which would, even if they lose the round, grant them quite a decent buy in the follow round. But obviously, both teams here aiming to win the round. Scout gets taken down by Obo. Not the start that they were looking for. MLEC though finds Matei and, well, evens out the numbers. We do normally say that even numbers mid-round and in favor of the terrorist side. JFS even managing to find some unknown damage to the smoke there. Nade hits well as well. Orion down to 25 HP. Of course, FloWenZ won't know this. They might have an inkling, but no facts. myFrag's gonna be flashing out here top mid. Well, FloWenZ again. Slowing it down. Bringing it down. 1 minute left. Not a lot of utility left either. They do have three smokes. Would have liked to see a bit more flashes on their team. Going to be hard to push in, especially into like Beaver. Without that flash, you're just so exposed. Even if you do get those initial smokes down, it does appear that B is going to be the target here. That being said, though, it's a Shrug that's all the way on the other side of the map. Not looking great. Needs to group up. And the question here is, can FloWenZ actually wait? There's 40 seconds left. Not even that. So slow. 30 seconds. It's all going to come down to this initial frag here. Orion going to be looking for it. Sees the arm. Has the info. That's going to be the rotation most likely. Crazy bet. Swings wide. Finds one. Gets traded out. MLEC looking good so far. Orion though. What can he do here? Has a FAMAS. Gets one. Looking for the second. Orion finding his second. Even looking for the third here. Already low from the previous engagement. Does get taken down by Shrug here, but 4 seconds left, and that's the round. And Shrug needs to make sure not to die after time. It appears that will go fine. FloWenZ, well, they do take that bullet of simply just waiting too long. End up running the clock down too far. Not what they were wanting. Causality using their utility very smartly. Playing fairly well here. And just winning those duels. And the scout kill at the start from Obo, that is just amazing. And the fact that, as I mentioned, Orion getting taken down to 25 HP and still managing to fight 2 frags on an execute. That's strong. Oh boy. Found one last round. Doesn't find the tag this time. Looks for another. Finds the tag on a Shrug. It's going to be running. Tuck and tail. Question here, is he going to be hunted? It would appear so. Finds myFrag. Finds AFS. Looks for the third with the use. Finds it. Scout goes down. Obo swings wide again. MLEC is this the ace. It is. Shrug goes down as well. Obo. Magnificent ace coming out from Causality here. Obo looking strong with that scout. It's going to be terrifying to look what he can do with the AWP. But so far, well, we picked up an AK. The question here is, do they actually swap it out, or are they comfortable playing with the 5 rifles? And so far, it appears that the 5 rifles will be the way to go for Causality here, building up those 4 initial rounds. Well, what can you say, FloWenZ? I need to start getting a bit of a foothold here. So far, looking not exactly to plan. Important to note also, this is FloWenZ's map pick. The second one that will be played later, if you haven't seen it in the top right, is D-Train, which was Causality's pick. Uses some aggression here on Banana, taking full Banana on the tape, swinging wide, gets taken down by GFS. GFS hit, what can you find? Well, he finds a frag. Looks like the CTs are happy to just retreat, playing it a 5v4. Well, it's not the first time here that FloWenZ is getting those initial frags. And at this point, even surviving with that extra player as well. The question is, what can they do with it? Because so far, well, they seem to have been running out of ideas in. Well, it's not somewhere you want to be on Inferno. Defensive smokes here. Nade comes out. Doesn't do a lot of damage here. Well, we do see the rotation here coming in. Orion, such a important defender on the B bomb site, is going to be rotating off this. We do see Uglin though, sole defender on the B site, but he does have that one smoke should the push come. FloWenZ again with the time. Just running it down, and at this point, Ogo going for aggressive. Hit 1.2. The rotation's also in on Causality here on B side. This is going to be a 3v2. This is an uphill fight here. Again, we're seeing only one smoke on myFragLeague. There's no flashes to talk about. Oglen finds one, looks for the second. No, it doesn't find the second. myFragLeague's actually managing to find the trade, and at this point, bomb shoots go down. MLEC finds another frag. 2v2. They didn't play the round so far very well. Now it's all down to the post plants. Obo Crazy Bear coming up for the flank here. Not a lot of utility to work with. They do have a molly, and if we see both terrorists side here on in the dark corner, that molly can prove to be crucial. I think we will stop the auto direct for a minute here, and we're just going to spec. Well, the molly doesn't go in the direction it needs to go. MLEC also finds the first frag. Crazy Bear is going to be expecting one. Gets it. Does he expect the second? It would appear like he does. myFragLeague goes down. The bomb is being defused, and the time says Causality takes it. 5 rounds. FloWenZ yet again with one of those crucial rounds that they just can't close out. 2v2s. I mean, they do manage to do some economical damage if we're going to look at the upsides here, but look at the money of Causality. They're not exactly poor at this point, and FloWenZ just not making it work. We do know that this is a momentum-based map, so should FloWenZ get a couple of rounds, the economy should start to waver a bit for Causality. Everything can flip, and it can flip fairly quickly, but it's not the start they were hoping for. Causality must be thrilled with this. They've been playing really well. Retake's been on point. The hole's been generally good. Rotations have been as expected. I mean, they're just playing it by the book. They're not doing anything fancy. They're winning the duels. They're using their utility right. We do see a pause coming in here, and that pause would have been from the FloWenZ side of things. We do see an on-pause coming in as well here. Well, I definitely think their flash game needs to improve as well. Focusing a lot on having those smokes lately, but they have no flashes for the push. If we revert back to the previous round here, Oglen would have been completely open, completely flashed if they only had a flash, but they didn't. And he manages to kill one player, damage another, and slow the push. Gotta say, Causality looking mighty strong so early on in the game. They still have a lot of rounds of CS to play. Scout with this duel. He lost it last time against Obo. Obo deciding to fall a bit back here. Holding the passive shallower angle instead. Opting to fall all the way back to the corner. Orion. Going to spray the smoke. Doing a lot of damage. Oglen as well doing a lot of damage here, but the nade coming back. Well, JFS all the way down to 6 HP and MLEC to 48. Trading out damage, but again, FloWenZ just coming out on the losing end, and that's not what they want. You see some smokes coming out. Shrug's going to be swinging wide, finds that first frag. Crazy Bear goes down. It's only a 2-player defense here on A. Obo been looking so strong with the scout. Find the first one with the AWP. Matei also finds the Shrug. myFragLeague finds the frag onto Matei though. It is a 3v3 again. It's going to come down to these retakes. And, well, Causality have been looking really strong in the retakes. FloWenZ, they've been wavering a bit. It's all going to come down to this. We do see one short player, one side player, one pit player. Fairly decent setup. Utility fully used now for FloWenZ. There's still some utility here on Causality. MLEC is going to be finding some info. Finds a kill. JFS finds a frag. It's all up to Orion. He's going to come up to the short lane here. MLEC trying to spot him. Actually manages to do a bit of a double peek. And FloWenZ are going to be thrilled with that. Finding that round. Their A push looked a lot more clearer than it did onto the B side. Well, we were talking about money. I was, well, boasting by the fact that Causality had a lot of money, but it's just this one round, and they're all the way down to 0. And, well, it's a null game at this point. If either side loses, they'll need to force, or either force or eco, I suppose. Tay finding one. myFragLeague finding the trade. Slight favor here for the terrorist side. Now, what I see a lot of quite newer team do wrong is that they focus towards B side. Scout hit. Gonna be finding one. Doesn't swing, but those are the frags that they want. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be finding the trade with the nade. Probably gonna be happy with that. That being said, though, Obo's low. Obo, can you find the frag? He's so close. He does. MLEC goes down. Obo with 12 HP manages to survive, and there's no trade potential here for FloWenZ. A lot of simple plays being... Simple and arguably a bit silly mistakes being made here by FloWenZ. And Causality, well, they're going to be playing a 2-1 setup. That's fairly normal at this point. Obo with the AWP is going to have early infight. Doesn't have kit, doesn't have armor, and fairly doesn't have health pretty much. It's all going to come down to this peak. Smoke goes down. We're going to see the rotation come over, most likely. There we go. Rotation coming out. Oh, excuse me. It's not actually Obo holding it. It's Orion, and Orion goes down. Obo now coming for the retake with the AWP. Oh, that situation was a lot worse than I thought. A bit weird stacking here on Causality. Oh, well. Obo going to be looking for frags with the AWP. Only 12 HP. They might even opt to go for a save here, and it appears like they do. And that's going to be FloWenZ tying it up to 2. Well, I gotta say, a lot of silly mistakes being made by FloWenZ, and Causality managing to punish them. That being said, though, FloWenZ, well, they persevere, and they do manage to find that second round on the board. It's also important to keep that economy of Causality modest, and, well, they have actually been managing to do that. We do see the AWP surviving, we do see the M4, but the remaining group players doesn't really have a lot of money. Question here is what they actually end up buying. Probably some SMGs, maybe even a pistol. But you see quite a good buy here coming out. Oh, it's actually a full buy here coming out for FloWenZ. They're going to be having whatever guns they want. Again, just a light investment here from Causality. They're not going to be investing everything they have. Going to be playing the long game. Amalisi, the push is down mid. Are you spotting this? Skoke's going to swing wide. Does he have infight? He does. JFS playing Oogland, but Obo with that AWP. He needs to make work with it. Crazy Bear with that M4. Rifles and guns going aggressive here on the CT side. Something that you pretty much have to at this point. So crucial to find those early frags. Are they going to be expecting this Obo peek from short? Well, they do spot him. Skog's going to swing it. Force him off the angle, but a risky peek nevertheless. Skog in apps. Finds the frag onto Matei, and at this point it might just be a very quick ARAP, and it appears like that is the plan. Skog even managing to pick up the deagle here. Obo goes down. JFS on the flank, finding Crazy Bear and Orion. Oh, he finds a frag, but I think that's pretty much the round gone. At this point, if he can save the AWP, he should be happy. And the question is, will he be able to? FloWenZ out, managing to pick up that third round. Starting to take bites onto the lead of Causality. As far as I'm aware, this is the stronger map for FloWenZ, so pretty much a must win on this map. Should the circumstances be so that Nordlys actually passes these teams and go up to the first in the group, there will most likely be a rematch between Causality and FloWenZ to settle that dispute on whoever gets to be put into the first division next year. They are completely tied currently on the scoreboard, and if they take one map each, that would bring them back to a tie. Early days still. Only 8 rounds played. We've seen some good CS. We've also seen some simple mistakes from, well, both teams at this point. Early aggression onto Banana, FloWenZ establishing control. It is a full buy round from both teams here. Utility and counter utility has been used. Important to note. The B defenders does not have another smoke, so should this end B, that might be a factor. So far though, just another slow round. 1 minute, nothing's happened. You could say FloWenZ. I mean, they do have that aggressive banana control and also a bit of control in apps, but, well, not a lot of damage being traded out so far. I do expect at least an A fake at this point. Whether it's a take, I think is, well, debatable at this point. pretty much a very blind push here, but it is a full setup. Obo finding one. myFragLeague on strike finds one. Okay, finds one. Does he get traded out or does he find more? So far though, surviving. Looking for a second. Finds it. JVS goes down. All down to myFragLeague. Alone. Obo finding the last frag. Very weird call here coming in from FloWenZ. As far as I'm aware, they are lacking in IGL at the moment. But they have full banana control. They have no input towards A. And well, instead of forcing something A, like a long control or mid control or something, they just completely, well, they completely just switch up the tempo, go A. I mean, the executes well and fine, it almost work, but it doesn't work when you have an extra player onto the A side, or onto the B side rather. A bit of a strange call coming in there. That being said though, we're going to be having another buy. myLisi and JFS on the Mac-10s. Obo with the ult. Been looking so strong this early game. Looking for Mexico. Finds the frag onto myFragLeague, and that's going to be an AK down. And myLisi going to be picking that up. So it's nice to have the AK on rotation. Crazy Bear finding one. Gets traded out. That trade, I think FloWenZ will be happy with. It's just, again, we're seeing this pattern. They send up one player. They take banana control. Now it appears that they will actually rotate down. But the question is, he doesn't actually have a lot of control. At this point, they should expect two players. And Oyan playing a very defensive CT angle. Honestly, this is a really tough take here from FloWenZ. They need to make sure to smoke both angles and flashes over here, or they're just going to get obliterated, I feel like. It's going to come down to Oyan and Uglin. They've been playing so well. Orion having a master defense earlier. Uglin doing his job well as well. We do see one flash coming out. This is a contact play. I can actually kind of like that. But Uglin finds one, and it's a contact play, but none of his teammates are with him. JFS goes down, and Scout and myLisi watching. Scout swinging alone. Later goes down as well. And I gotta say, FloWenZ looking very disorganized and not really in control of what's happening. Causality, on the other hand, looking so strong with their rotation, with their hold, with their plans. It's just thought through. It's going to be an uphill battle here for FloWenZ. Causality bringing up that 7th round. One more round to take the half. I think a 9.5 would be happy for Causality, so they only need 2 more rounds. FloWenZ, they definitely, well, they need a lot more than that. I think as terrorists, you need to look for at least 6. That being said, though, the night is young. And for all we know, Causality might struggle on the terrorist side. That being said, Orion finds one. Push more or less dies. Shrug. Damage done, but also little, also late. myLisi finding a frag, but they're not reacting to this. And well, they are, but they're not coordinated. JFS goes out, dies. Uglin finding 3, looking so strong. Scout finding 1. Managing to pick a man for it, but at this point, we get circled from all different angles. He doesn't have an armor piece either, so aim punch is going to be a real bitch. For some reason, I can't see Scout's crosshair. So, that's the thing. I have player crosshairs enabled, for those wondering. Eight, 2, 3. We do have a buy round coming in. We'll take a quick peek at the scoreboard here. As we say, Obo been playing so strong with the Scout Not. Other team following close behind on the terrorist side. myLisi looking strong frag wise, but so far not a lot of team play going on in general here for the FloWenZ lineup. Money wise, we do see again the bank starting to build up for Causality. You're gonna be happy with that. A lot of utility being used towards B here. FloWenZ not reacting to this. They're not taking any control. They're just kind of letting it happen. Never a good idea. Counter utility being used top mid. some form of mid control here. Given. Ogland finding one. Causality, early lead here. Matei gonna be helping out. And Malisi not gonna be expecting that angle. Gets taken down. FloWenZ 2 players down. Bomb has been retrieved. Looks like A is gonna be the end goal here. I do think A is gonna be working a lot better than B, but so far none of them has been working out well. myFrag's finding one. Shrug goes down. 2 looks for the third, doesn't find it. JFS looking for it, finds it. Bomb should go down here. Well, if JFS manages to clutch this one out, that would be nice for FloWenZ. So far, though, need to be looking for that 1v1. It's not actually looking for it. It's going to be in circle from both sides here. JFS finds the first, looks for the second, doesn't find him. Matei takes him down. Causality goes up to 9. Really making sure that they're taking this half straight back home. FloWenZ. Well, I've seen and casted quite a few games with them before, and I gotta say, they're not looking too strong tonight. It is a mix of old teammates and managers and stuff, so I mean that's that, but I'm not sure if that's an excuse to not play smart. Causality playing really well, stacking correctly, doing what they need to do. Utility as well. Obo finds the initial frag here onto Malisi. myFrag's all the way down to 25 HP due to the nade stack here on B. Full on rotations here from Causality. Deciding that playing 2B might be better. Ogland does decide to go back. Second, finds it. However, Sko goes down on the other side of the A bomb site. 2v3. JFS played so well last round. The question is, can he make it work here? They need to find one early frag or a double spray down. JFS finds one, swings, finds the second. Oyan, you've been so strong this game. You're very much alone. What can you do here? One of those must-win rounds from FloWenZ. Oyan making his way onto site. Has been spotted. Goes there. Finds the kill onto Shrug. JFS only 22 HP. Taps the bomb. Doesn't stick it. But full swings. But time should be on FloWenZ's side. Oyan decides to run away. That being said, though, he doesn't survive. It is 9-4. Again, money. Causality really not managing to build up a bank. But FloWenZ, well, they're not managing to build up rounds. So, bit of an even right there. We do see the 9-4 coming out. It's going to be a fairly decent buy, if not a full buy here from the Causality eSport. Only thing here is Obo. Currently just chilling with that 5-7. Well, we do have 2 rounds to go. Again, we see this slow playstyle from arguably both teams, but again, Causality, they're playing the CT side. They don't necessarily need to go aggressive. It's been working well for them to just play defensive. FloWenZ, though, again, we see this all the way down here. Look at this. It's 1 on the timer. It's just not looking good. They have no control. This isn't banana control. This is just banana hiding. They don't have any mid control, which they're going to contend for now, I would imagine, but there's already 2 players holding top mid here. It's all coming down to them. JFS going to be swinging out. Crazy bet. Counter flash. Going to be a double pick here. Finds 1. Finds no more. Shrug gets him. Oyan, what can he do? Not much. Obo finds 1. Obo finds 2 with the 5-7. FloWenZ have made the right decision. So far, they're going B. That's a 1v2, but alright. Been very strong so far this game. Just get taken down at this point. myFrag manages to find Obo through the smoke, bringing it down to 2v2. Emelisi seems to be stuck with a scout. Not a very good gun to defend with. Arguably, you could use it towards ruins, but well, you probably want another gun. Orion gonna be swinging from ruins. It's all gonna come down to him. What can he find? Well, he finds damage. Make products has been so off. Emelisi goes down, and make products go down, and that's 10. Such a good retake here from Causality. I mean, this smoke alone, that I tried to draw, but apparently it's obstructed by the smoke. This smoke alone, it's just amazing for retakes. And I think if we're gonna do some deconstruction here on the last round, so it's 10-4, clear lead to Causality. If we're gonna do some construction here, or deconstructing, Causality, they played two different styles. So they played the normal, what we're seeing here, which is 3-2, which is the fairly default. They played two. Either long or too short, and then they play well the 2 bananas as we've seen previously, and then sometimes they play 3 banana. They toss a lot of utility down. They take banana control, and then they rotate back. Matei finding the early fragger as well. A lot of damage being dealt out by FloWenZ. JFS finding 1 frag. Looks for the second, finds it. Deconstruction has been done. The question here is, can the FloWenZ roster actually manage to pick up frag? Obo, you've stopped them so far. Looks for the first frag, doesn't find more. JFS finds 2, and Skog with the roam all the way down to banana. He's been doing this all through the game. It's just not working, and it's arguably such a mistake to do. But that is something for the team to check out at a later date, I would imagine. Yeah, I gotta say, Causality, they're playing Inferno like I imagine Inferno should be played. And the way I prefer to play it. FloWenZ playing it more like the MM style, which I'm not a fan of. That being said, though, looking for the 5th round. Finds the 5th round. Everything considered, I think FloWenZ might be happy with that. They lose the first initial 5 rounds. They start getting the ball rolling. And then Causality... This is a slugfest. FloWenZ, I think they're going to be happy with that 5. It is 1 or 2 rounds too little if you're looking at the statistics, but again, it's all going to come down to the pistol round. It's all going to come down to Causality and their T side. Anyway, guys, this is myFragLeague Season 1. We are in the 2nd Division, Group 1. This is the tie break between the current 2 leaders of the group. The winner here, if there is a winner here, will win the group. If there is not a winner here and a tie, there might be a different winner altogether, but that is for a different day. Causality on the T side here. What will they do? We see FloWenZ stacking 3B. So far, aggression here from Causality up mid and side mid. Steps should have been heard. The rotation should be coming in, and it is. We see number 6 here rotating back. 7 rotating out to CT. Causality, they might run straight past them. And they do, and at this point, poor little Shrug is all alone. Skog finding 1. You're going to be looking for more. Shrug finds 1. Emelisi finds 1. Uglin, Matei finding a trade each. And all of a sudden, swings back in the favor of Causality. Uglin finds 1 as well. Well, 1 more, I should say. Shrug needs to start with the rotation. JFS, sole defender here. I would expect Causality to be expecting this. Uglin here going aggressive, looks for the frag. Can he find it? He does. JFS goes down, and well, it all comes down to Shrug. This all so important pistol round. Look to be going in the way of FloWenZ, but Causality just making it work for them, finding those trades eventually. Something that FloWenZ never managed on their two-sided, well, their trade game. 11 here to Causality, looking so strong. Don't be having all the money in the world. FloWenZ. They're first down in eco. Maybe buying a couple of guns here. If we're going to look a bit more on the scoreboard here, we do see 2 players currently. Well, arguably, you could see there's a bit of a gap between the first 2 and the next 2, and then there's a gap down to Skog. There is pretty much the same here in Causality, but, well, it doesn't matter. For Causality, it appears to be working, so, well, don't, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of thing. One trade onto each here. Emelisi. Crazy Bert finding the refrag. I expect FloWenZ to be happy with this, but they need also more. Double stacking of ruins. Shrug McBride, they're finding one. They're managing to find these duels. Smoke comes in, and it looks to be a gamble stack here from Causality. No, from FloWenZ rather. The question is, does Causality expect this and then go B? Well, rotation has been stopped. We do see McBride going all the way back to B here. And here it comes back to A. The push has been initiated. Utility is slowing them down. Crazy Bear is going to be all the way up top. Let's go. Finding one. Nice. Skog actually going down. Crazy Bear finding two rather. Okay, looking for one. Can he find the second? Spray down. That is one messy spray down, but doesn't manage to find him. Causality all the way up to 12. And we do have the also important gun round. Well, at this point for FloWenZ, it is pretty much do or die. There is no way around it. I need to start getting some rounds here. We do see some defensive utility. Swinging, finding one. Matei finding the trade though. Does get taken down to 3 HP, but number advantage kind of here to Causality. Despite FloWenZ not using it in their advantage, having an extra player on the terrorist side tend to be a bit of a favor. Scout going to be going on a flanking mission. What can he find? That is the question. Finds one. Matei already weak. Scout suddenly very trapped. Ogland find one. Shrug finds one. Crazy Bear looking for the kill. Doesn't find it. Shrug managing to drop. He managed to drop, but he then drops dead very shortly after. 2v2. The difference between these two teams so far this game has been that these rounds are the ones that Causality tends to close down, whereas FloWenZ tend to lose them. And, well, if the match is going to turn, that needs to turn as well. JFS, going to be looking for the frag, finds it. Crazy Bear goes down. It's all down to Uglin, but he finds McBride, and at this point, he should have info on JFS, and he does. Uglin finds a frag, and again, those rounds, they do go in the favor of Causality, and that's 13 on the board. Well, it was a must-win round for FloWenZ. Money is low. They're going to be giving that 14th round away. Well, they're probably going to be fighting for it, but gun-wise, they're going to be giving it away. You see the AWP coming up on Obo. Been a real joy to watch him play. Obo with the AWP, looking really solid. Gonna be fun to watch him on train as well. Arguably an even more AWP heavy map. Matei here, aggressive, very, very aggressive up. Just for one frag, does find it. JFS finds the frag. The trade. Crazy Bear finds JFS with a spray. Oh, Crazy Bear with the knife out. McPro's finding one at least. Crazy Bear surviving. Shrug finding a kill. Making it expensive. But I think we're past the point of where expensive is good enough. They do need to get those rounds, and, well, they're not getting them. Since we're waiting now, I can change something on my HUD, because I just realized that I basically have dyslexia. Let's see, division. There we go. That's been bothering me this entire cast. Well, Causality is going to go up to 14. One away from match point. FloWenZ still on at 5. That is rough indeed. My guess here is we're going to have a bit of an extended break before train, because I have a feeling that the server's not going to work, but we'll deal with that when we get there. So far, though, everything's been all fine and peachy. Looking very good for Causality. Again, looks like a really strong team. It's going to be fun to follow them through the next season, both in InsanityTGTV and also the next myFrag season. So strong players. I mean, Obo with the AWP has been insane. Crazy Bear been hitting some good shots as well. Well, he looks for the fight, but backs away just in the wrong time. See Causality here. Take that apps control. I'd imagine they'd go for a bit banana as well. Well, maybe they don't need to. Matei finds Shrug. And Elise out finds Uglin. Does he expect the trade? He's more worried about apps. Probably a smart idea as well. Crazy Bird. And he's swinging out. Another smoke coming in. Obo. Finds the frag on the Skog. So close, yet so far. Matei. Sets the first shot. Hits the second. Spray down as well. Gets a second to his name, and it's all now going to come down to myFrag. He's already been tagged down, and well, this is a difficult fight. 1v3, that's a difficult hold. Even if you're at full HP, smoke comes out. Right, tries to come down. Finds Matei through the smoke. 2v2. Again, one of those rounds. 2v2 can go either way. Causality has a tendency to win them. myFrag is doing a lot of damage here. Question is whether or not damage is enough. Obo holding the angle, the AWP, finding him easy. Obo just been on fire, and Oyen finding myFrag as well. 15. Well, ladies and gents, we do have a match, well, a map point here for Causality. It's all going to come down to this. They have 15 on the board, looking for that 16th. FloWenZ going to be forcing up here. We do see Mag 7, a Deagle, an AWP. Well, there's just about everything you could need on that map. And, well, FloWenZ looks to not be doing anything fancy. Regular thing here. Easy going to be looking for that initial peak though. Does find Matei. Matei going down. Uglin finds Skog. That is just over peaking in mid. Discipline looking to be at an all-time low here on FloWenZ, and well, Causality, they have exactly the discipline they need, at least for this fight. Obo finding him easy. Shrug. Well, he doesn't mind to find Oyen, but at this point, the damage might have been done. JFS now finds Uglin. We do have two of the hard hitters left here onto the Causality line hit. We do have Obo with the ult. Crazy Bear here coming in. Gonna be supporting him with the AK, looking for the frag. Gonna be running past Obo. I don't think they're expecting this guy in the smoke. myFrag's only with a Deagle. Finds an ult, but it's just taking too long. He swings wide here. And he shoots in the right position as well. Causality, well, they do have time to play with. Crazy Bear gets tagged down. Down to 9 HP. FloWenZ seem to be alright with just going for a bit of a stalemate here. Obo, well, the pressure is on you, my friend. You do need to put down that bomb. That's a very open plant. And he gets away with it. FloWenZ, they're not peeking. Oh, we're talking about how they didn't have discipline, but right now they just had too much discipline. Shrug finds a frag. Obo, what can you do here? Not much. Shrug finds him as well. Well, they do give away the bomb plant, but round 6 has been secured by FloWenZ, but it is a very, very uphill fight here. Going to be having, well, they're going to be needing a lot of rounds. Again, looking at the scoreboard here. Skog really not getting started. Arguably closing in here on the Causality lineup. Everything, well, everyone doing work. Even Uglin here with 18 kills, doing some insane damage here. Both with just average damage and also utility damage. Well, everything is still on a nice edge. We do see Causality. They're going to be going for a bit of an eco or adjustment buy here so they can buy in the next one. This should be an all and done. Finding one for a second, finds it. Causality. And they're going to be finding the trade. Only on. Finding Shrug. I'm not sure why you're there, Mr. Auto Direct. Obo finding one. Auto Direct is nowhere near it. Obo is out on apps. The question is, what more can he do? Drop down. He's going to be picking up that AWP, and that AWP is oh so deadly. Going to be holding that long corner. The question is whether or not they're well aware of this and ready for it. myFrag's. Obo with the double. Can he get the triple? Skog doesn't find him. That's Obo taking it to map point. Causality takes the first map of D Inferno. 16-6. Such a strong showing from Causality. Arguably a weak showing from FloWenZ in this first map. We'll be right back with the second map of D Train. Don't go anywhere.
We wanted to run, we wanted to fall together. Back then our world seemed so clear. We grew so bright, shimmering lights around us. We'd take flight into the sky. How many worlds would you cross to use the light that's right in front of you? There is no light on the other side. I say, look straight ahead and you will see. You will see. How many worlds would you cross to use the light that's right in front of you. There is no light on the other side. I say, look straight ahead and you will see. Take my hand, I'll lead you on into the stars. We'll ride away from all the wars, close the doors and disappear again. And I don't know how many times I've said that this is not the end, and we will make it out of here alive. Oh, alive. Alive. How many worlds would you cross to use the light that's right in front of you? There is no light on the other side. I say, look straight ahead and you will see. You will see. You will see. How many worlds would you cross to use the light that's right in front of you? There is no light on the other side. I say, look straight ahead and you will see. How many worlds would you cross to use the light that's right in front of you? There is no light on the other side. I say, look straight ahead and you will see. You will see.
Fill me out with your smile. Now the sunshine brings the light. Fill me out with a flame. I will let you in this game. Take me out when I'm down. 'Cause with you I'm safe and sound. 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 Bring that beat back. saving time, we're saving time, we're saving time, we're saving time, we're saving Make that beat.
Well, as we are watching a bit of a bugged grenade here, we're waiting. The game has started. I'm going to turn myself off so I don't hear myself. That's always nice. There we go. We're straight in. We did have some server issues. GoTV is going to be looking a bit awkward because it's not on an official server. But so far, it's FloWenZ versus Causality. FloWenZ are going to be picking up that first round. I do apologize. We've been working out with the GoTV, and on these public servers, it just doesn't work as well as it should. Unfortunately, there is nothing for me to do about that. That being said, though, FloWenZ managing to pick up that also important pistol round. They're going to be buying up Causality. Well, I'm going to be chilling for a bit. Everything should be working now and should be up and running. That's what we'd like to see. Orion, well, he's going to say no thanks to Malizi. Going to be finding a very early frag here. Big project. Well, does manage to find the tag here. So these fairly, I would say these fairly cheap scrim servers tend to work well when you're just playing 5v5. The GoTV on them are just horrible, and there's nothing I can do about it. So we're just gonna have to power through. I'll shrug, finding Obo. Again, it's all gonna come down to this. They need to tie up this series 1-1 to even stand a chance at, well, winning or at least securing that second spot in their league. JFS finding Matei. It's going to be a very exciting map here. Looking forward to seeing what Obo can put up with that AWP, especially on the CT side. We're not quite there yet, but eventually I would imagine we will be. Very slow round. Causality just looking for damage. They did find MLEC, so I suppose that's something. McBrikes. That scout might look for the AK, or the M4 that was dropped rather. Oakland, well, he's not ready to give up quite yet. They do get the info on him. 25 seconds at this point. Just kind of needs to die. Let's go. Oh, finds that frag as well. 2-0. And now, well, we missed a bit of the pistol as it happened, but now is the also important gun round. Full buy here from Causality. FloWenZ, well, they're boasting good guns. They do have a scout on McBrikes, but the scout on D-Train is never wrong. The question is whether or not, or how they want to play this. Shrug finding a frag onto Oboy. That's very early. A lot of aggression down the all-up side here. Scout finding one, Scout finding two. Orion finding the trade though. McBrikes again finding Orion. Down is all the, well, it's all down to Matei at this point. 60 HP. Good stuff with FloWenZ there. Causality, very aggressive out from the start here. First buy round they don't do anything slow. They don't do anything form of default. They just leg it down all off. Well, you gotta admire them for the, well, initiative and aggressiveness, I suppose. A lot of teams lack that. JFS with the audio cue. Now has some form of input. Also sees the legs of Matei there. 3-0. FloWenZ. That is the start they wanted. Adjustment by coming in from Causality. A lot of Tech 9s. Kevlar. Well, I think this is going to come down to JFS. And JFS, it's all going to come down to your defense. That's a lot of players. How do you deal with that? Molly upper. Well played. Trying to slow it down. Holding the cross. Finding one. Looking for the second. Doesn't find the spray. Manages to survive though. Let's have the deagle instead of reloading. Shrug finding one. Scope finding another. Micropro's finding one with the nade. JFS denying the bomb plant. That's 4 in the round. Well played from FloWenZ. Managing to stay alive, all members. As well as denying that bomb plant. Causality. Well, they're going to be having a buy. We do see the orb now coming down on Oboe. Was absolutely the MVP of the previous match, in my opinion. Or a map, rather. Well, I don't need to spec JFS now. He managed to survive that push. And Malisi, aggressive, up towards the team main. Look, he's deep already. Big Freud with an Aegis hand gets taken down. 2 for 2 trade so far. Oboe making sure that the Causality lineup, well, they come out on top. Matei with the flag still going strong. Looks for Shrug, finds Shrugs, and at this point, it's all down to JFS. Oh, he's going to be rotating in from the top dog, but Boyan decides that he doesn't want any of that. Takes him down for his effort. 4-1. Causality picking up that first round for their side. We will see another buy round from both teams. That seemed to be a bit of a miscommunication from FloWenZ. Causality all of a sudden was out sandwiched. And, well, it didn't appear that at least myFragLeague had the info of that. Causality looks like they're definitely just going to be, well, trading it out, playing chase, and taking it from that. Again, it might look like they've stopped the push. Tracer is already out, but this time, FloWenZ, while they're aware of it, myFragLeague gets 2 through the smoke. Maybe even saw their feet there. Uglin and Oboe, well, they're left stranded. And, well, boys, if your plan is to save, it's a bit early to retreat to T-spawn. That being said, though, FloWenZ, they don't have a lot of cash. They might not even hunt this. Gotta say, FloWenZ on the CT side, well, at least in the start, it's early days yet, but looking strong, managing to withstand those pushes. Causality, though, they're just relying on the speed and the, I don't know, brutality of their push, and it's, well, it was working out all the way until now. Also, while the slowness is creeping down on us, I will just give a short explanation as to what happened with the servers. There was the setup on the server on the Norwegian website, Gamer.nl, which we use, Gamer.nl, which we used to play the series basically in Norway. The game was set up to BO1, so even if they managed to like redo the veto and select 2 maps, the server only registered it as a BO1. That's also why it started us on Inferno. And on top of that, well, not on top of that, but due to that, Causality decided to run the second game on their servers, and FloWenZ was happy to do that. There's nothing wrong with that as long as both teams are happy to do that. And the main reason for that is it's a Tuesday. The series, or the league, is basically already ended, so there's no admins here to do any work to reset the server and whatnot. So they had to use a private server. And not to worry though, I expect all the settings and stuff to be correct. Most teams in, well, that take CS seriously have their own server with their own settings, and everything should be tip-top. myFragLeague again. Going aggressive was Oboe. Well, I said it. I was looking forward to his AWPing skills. He did get an entry, or a trade arguably, previously. myFragLeague finding that first frag. Sko going very, very low, but, well, it works out. Also important to note here, just very quickly, this might come down to haunt him, but JFS already with some info here. He's going to be seeing him. Crazy bet. Oh, he's going to be swinging JFS. He's in a corner here. I don't want to see what he sees. JFS, what does he do here? Here's the bomb drop. Finds one. Needs to swing. Well, doesn't go for another fight. Manages to get out with his life intact. Shrug. Despite hearing the Molotov, does get taken down. Matei all the way down to 6 HP though. Bomb has been retrieved. myFragLeague are going to be playing up towards the main area. Well, player advantage here for FloWenZ. Playing a 2-2. The Joker that's going to be on this one, that's Matei. He's going to come from behind here. And the question is Mr. MLEC ready for this? Well, it doesn't matter because myFragLeague is ready for it. And at this point, Causality, well, they're going down pop. They want to make sure that they get some form of control towards 8. 20 seconds left on the time. Not a lot to do here. Crazy investment. Wide doesn't get the frag. They do need to push onwards. MLEC finding one. Scout finding the second. 6-1. FloWenZ looking very strong so far in train. Causality, well, one could almost say it doesn't appear like they have a plan on this match. Or on this map, rather. That being said, though, still early days. We're just 7 rounds in. Causality with that one initial round that they won on the 5th round. You see one of these adjustment buys here. A lot of Mac 10s and stuff. Utility deep into Ivy. Uglin. Well, he's going to get taken down by a Monkey. Finding a second. Tay finding the trade, though. Picks up an ult as well for his effort. Picks up myFragLeague. Obo finding Skogan. All of a sudden, around that, well, Causality shouldn't have won. JFS fighting for it, but Oyan finds the frag. And one of those rounds where FloWenZ just need to control it, make sure that they win it. They actually end up losing, and Causality, they're going to be mighty happy with that. Fighting around, getting the AWP up on Obo, as well as a full buy. And, you know, the economy of FloWenZ not looking good. We see MLEC picking up the AWP here, but he has, well, no def kit, no pistol, I would assume. No pistol indeed, and no utility. And here comes the tempo again from Causality. The utility just not there for FloWenZ. MLEC, though, he needs to make this AWP work, but decides to stand in the fire for too long. Gets taken down. Player advantage from FloWenZ. No, for Causality, rather. Uglin, well, he gets a lot of info. Doesn't go for the fight. Oh, I say that. He jumps straight into Ivy. Takes that fight with myFragLeague. Uglin even finding scope. Looks for Shrug, doesn't find it, but Crazy Bear is already there. Gets the trade. Okay, finishing it out. 3 on the ball for Causality. They're going to be very happy with that, and that's going to be forcing the FloWenZ lineup into an eco, I would assume. We do see a timeout coming out. I would assume this is from the side of FloWenZ. I'm unsure whether or not I cleared my console, so I can't check it. I don't want to leak any IPs. Oh, that's wrong. Can I change that? If I do this. This is bound to just screw up something. Matches. That's edit. Edit. Why does it say like that? Winner. Oh no, man. I'm just dumb. I'm just dumb. It's fine. All right. I cleared out my own stupidity. That's nice. Now we do see a bit of. Well, I say a bit of things. We see one Deagle. A few P250s. It's a longer break this time. Normally it's a very short one. People aren't using their tech and tac correctly, so they're just using pause. Not really correct, but anyway. Makeshift stuff also seemed to be working. This round, not necessarily one of the important ones. Although you can never count out a team. They can always swing it. Causality, though, even on Inferno, been really good at just, well, I mean, closing out the rounds that they need to close out. Whereas FloWenZ in general has been faltering as soon as there's been an even form of situation, 2v2s and stuff. Not what you want to see. Well, they don't have a lot of utility, and they're not really using it for any reason. Well, Scope finds one. Oyan finds a trade. Obo, wide, finds MLEC. Utility here, coming out. Obo tries to time him through the smite. Misses, just barely though. TFS, just for one. Doesn't find the one. Doesn't find the one planting either. McBride's finding one though. Oboe down. JFS, what can you do here? Finds damage. Doesn't find a kill though. McBride. Tapping the bomb. Finds a kill. Finds a second. Looks for the third. Doesn't find it. JFS does though, but he doesn't have a kit. And I'm fairly certain that's not a 10-second defuse. I think that will go in the favor of Causality. It would appear so. Granted though, FloWenZ, they do manage to clear out all guns. They didn't invest a lot into that round. Maybe should have invested into a def kit. But hindsight is 2020. Causality going to be in a more than enough comfortable position to buy up. So will FloWenZ. Have a look at the economy here quickly. Well, it appears Causality is going to be able to buy at least once more, regardless of what happens this round. Get with your already aggression down or Oliver. I'm just slowing down a bit though. Tay already up. Looks for a frag. Finds it, and Lisi goes down. No trade in sight. Oyan finds one. Gets taken down. Shrug manages to find a trade. Uglin though, find Mick Tay. Tay finds Shrug and JFS. All of a sudden, all by himself once again. Well, what started so well for FloWenZ seemed to be going downhill. Causality really making it work for them so far. What's even weirder is that Causality really hasn't changed their game style this entire map. Like, they lost their first, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 rounds pretty much by just being aggressive. And they were like, nah, it can work, we just need to break them. And apparently it did work. They just needed to break them. That's an orb, if you can save it. Oh, maybe it wasn't an orb, it was an AK. Causality here with double ops. A bit of a rare setup. I wonder how that's going to work with their aggressive setup as well. Shrug. Aggressive all the way up to main. Takes pop control. JFS is going to play the sole B defender despite Causality really never ending B. McProx finds one, gets traded out by Uglin. They're going to be happy with that. And Malisi, oh, he finds that up. All of a sudden, a good position for them. They do have an AWP and an M4 to work with. That's not unreasonable. And Malisi has a bit of a one-way, could see the feet. Does, finds Uglin. Now it's all about keeping that M4 and the AWP alive, making sure they can actually use the guns. It appears Causality, they're going to be moving towards that B inner bomb site. That is also where JFS is, well, waiting for them. The question at this point is FloWenZ probably just going for the retake, letting them have sight, I'd imagine. Alright, JFS is playing for it. And as he does, he finds a frag. Actually finds a second as well. myFragLeague goes down and FloWenZ. Oh, it was one of those things they needed. Invested little into that round, made it work. Causality, well, they're going to be buying up once again. We're not seeing any AWPs this time around, so this is going to be an even more aggressive than, well, ever before side of Causality, I would imagine. Bomb though, being dropped the stairs, so it won't be an early bomb plant. We do see Mr. Matei is already out in the yard, and Malisi finds a frag. Matei here stuck in sandwich with 29 HP, not a position you'd necessarily want to be in. Malisi, maybe even a trickier position. JFS helping him out though, 21, 22, he finds the third, doesn't. Crazy Bear takes him down, but Malisi finds a trade, and that's 8 on the board for FloWenZ here. And that should be an adjustment by, if not even just a straight eco here from Causality. I sincerely, for the sake of the match, hope we get like a 10-5 half. I think that could maybe even tip us into overtime. That should be fun. Yeah, we do see a bit of an eco here coming out from Causality. 4 of them AFK in spawn. Well, he doesn't want to stay in spawn. He doesn't want to stay anywhere. Just straight out to yard and dice. May appear that Causality is doing what some of the teams do. Uses the pistol rounds here to just talk about what they're going to do in the last round of the half. Well, they just need to stay alive. Scout finding 2. 9 on the board for FloWenZ. 10-5 half under contention here. 10-5 or 9-6. Both score lines are, I would say, fairly reasonable for both sides. Here comes the AK. Here comes the paint train. Scout says no. Says no again. Does he say no for a 3rd time? No, he doesn't. But JFS finds 1. JFS finds 2. Only Orion left. He's been playing very well so far this game, but the one before that might be asking a bit too much here. FloWenZ looking to take that 10th round. Definitely winning the half by that point. Orion finds 1 fragged out. 2 HP. I shouldn't speak too quickly, but he shouldn't survive that nade even. And he doesn't. Emelisi find the frag. 10-5. FloWenZ win the first half. The question is, can they make it work on the terrorist side? They struggled. They faltered on the terrorist side on Inferno. On Train, I'm fairly certain they don't have really any setups whatsoever. I've been I'm not impartial for those who wonder. I have friends in FloWenZ, but I can definitely see how well Causality is playing, and well, I mean, all credit to them. Their Inferno game was really strong. I sent a message to one of the players in FloWenZ that whatever you do in the second game, just focus on trading, focus on flashing each other out, play like a team. He just replied with okay. So whether they do it or not, that is up for debate. But we're going to be seeing the second half here very shortly. Ladies and gentlemen, we are looking at myFragLeague Season 1, 2nd Division, Group 1. It's all to fight for, all to die for. I checked the other game. It looks like Nordley's... Oh, I can actually check that now. I will check it on my phone, though, so I don't screw up my HUD. But I'm fairly certain Nordley's actually won that last game. And by doing so, the best FloWenZ could hope for here is a tie versus Causality. And by then having a tie game break, or no, a tie break game, there we go, against Causality at a later point. Because if they should lose at this point, they would be 3rd in the group, making them either have to play for playoffs or not going up. But we do see an aggressive angle here. Shrug gets 1. Uglin, oh, they're finding 2 each. Trades going out in the favor so far of Causality. Don't be confused by the colors. I just forgot to hit left click. Emelisi here very much alone. 1v3. Well, panic stricken. Cornered, little cat gets taken out. Obo looking oh so strong. Finding that 2nd frag of the round. Causality, well, they take the pistol round. I'm going to quickly here, since I have no production value whatsoever, I am going to Google this myself. Or not Google it, but find it out myself. There was no bomb plant here, so we do see a full eco coming out. Well, more or less a full eco coming for FloWenZ. Damage being dealt out though. JFS finds that first frag. Could they get a bomb plant at this point? Nick Pro's gonna go aggressive towards that scout. Finds the frag. All of a sudden, well, they have a player lead, but Uglin makes sure to bring it down close again. Matei brings the lead back into the court of Causality. Emily's JFS so low. Uglin finds 1 frag, finds a 2nd. Looked kind of promising for a second there, but didn't go in the favor of FloWenZ. Causality managed to pick up that 2nd round. That being said, though, FloWenZ, they do manage to pick up the good old bomb plant. It's going to help them in economy-wise. Oh, I clicked the wrong thing. I'm on my phone, and I suck with phones because I don't really use them. myFragLeague Season 1. We'll just go back one, can I? Yes, Norley's won both of theirs. So, well, if Causality wins this game, they will be the winner of the group. If FloWenZ ties this, there will be a tiebreak game, I would assume. But the aggression is there. 2 frags going in favor of FloWenZ. FloWenZ making their day nasty. Shrug with a hand. Oh, with a hand. With a nade in his hand. Managed to smoke off connector. Messy, messy, messy. 3v2 here. FloWenZ need to take these rounds. Managed to take down Matei, and at this point, crazy bet. In general, all the Causality players have been playing strongly, but 1v3, I think that might be too much of an ask, even for you. Well, let's take a look at the scoreboard while we're at it. We were noticing in the previous game that I believe Skog was underperforming. He has now lifted himself back up, looking really strong. The entire team looking really well. JFS absolutely carrying them. Shroud finding the frag. No, not actually finding the frag. Crazy Bear managing to survive. Crazy Bear. Obo. I had great hopes for Obo, but so far has yet to have the AWP, I believe. Lacking behind. Uglin playing really strong. Matei, well, he's been playing really well when it comes to the aim, at least. FloWenZ picking up the 11th round. Causality, well, they're stuck on the 7. Well, they're actually forcing up here. Big risk, big risk. Could be a good reward. FloWenZ looking for that 12th on the board. Causality, though, they have no pressure. They know that they're secure at least a tiebreak game. FloWenZ, oh, they don't have that. And Releasey walks straight into the scout. McPro, can you find a frag here? And he goes for the reload instead. Both McProgs and Scout are really low. Not what they would want so early on in the round. Orient looks for the frag. Can he find it? A lot of damage being done. Orion just being a thorn in their nails. Kind of making it work as well. He just get taken down for his effort, but look at the HP of the FloWenZ players. 43, 25, 15. They're all dead to a spray down at this point. JFS, only healthy player. The question here is, do you send him in aggressively in Uglin? A bit of a cheeky position here. Here's the smoke going down. Doesn't go for it, JFS. Swinging out. Comes to push. Obo finds one. Crazy finds one. Shrug manages to find the trade, but goes down for his effort. Big products. Very much alone. Bomb is going to try to go down, but here comes the flank. Uglin. Oh, he denies the, well, both the kill and the bomb plant. Causality here, up to 8. The risk did pay off. FloWenZ. Talking about it on the Inferno game as well, those are the rounds that they need to win to make this series, well, to win this, or in this case, tie the series, and they're just not winning them. Losing those, well, not even losing, but just going out dying to those 1v1s and peaks that generally frowned upon. Shrug, though, decides that he doesn't want to lie down and die quite yet. Wants to give it a good fight for his effort. Crashing here onto the Ivy. Matei is flashed, but finds one for his effort. Looks for more, finds 2, finds 3, looks for the 4th, finds it. Orion helping out with one of the frags, but I gotta say the fact that Matei is still alive is amazing. 7 HP to his name. Orion finding 2 as well. Well, Causality bringing it back to 9-11, closing in the scoreline quite substantially. We actually see the AWP onto Matei instead of Obo. Obo maybe not having the best of games. He was definitely good enough with the AWP on the previous map because he was just absolutely insane. Here comes the aggression again. Skog is going to go out. Absolutely flashed to death. Matei finds one. Obo finds one. Already, FloWenZ wavering. JFS finds a trade though. Oriel with the off angle finds Shrug. Emelisi finds the trade. JFS, well, he goes down. He was low on HP. All down to Emelisi. And even if you don't win the round, every damage you do at this point is well worth it for FloWenZ. But the flank is coming in from PopDog. He is expecting this, but he's turning away. Here comes the flank. Emelisi doing a lot of damage. We do see a lot of Causality players. Well, they're low. I don't think you can make too much here though, Emelisi. It's a hard point to to exit from, I suppose. Bomb is well under control of Causality, and Emelisi gonna be trying to swing hit. Finds the first frag. Uglin, crazy bet. We've seen FloWenZ make a lot of mistakes throughout this day. Is it Causality's turn to finally do a mistake? That is the question. Oh, Crazy Bear just peeks the molly. He knows that he won't be expecting it. He has to help. He takes the duel. He wins the duel, sacrificing his life. But at this point, even if he does, yes, it's not great for the finances, but it's an 11-10 scoreline. And at this point, they're bringing up the double up. Causality, they're looking so strong, but FloWenZ as well. They're not really playing. Inferno, I would argue that they were playing a bit rusty, but they're not playing Train too bad. We're seeing a lot of utility coming out here. Another push into Yard, it would appear. Utility coming out. Argo finally with the ult. What can he do? Not so much so far. And he's actually down. Boyan though finding 2. EFS finding a trade. Uglin finding 2 for his name. JFS finally picking up an M4 with an arm apiece. Let's get taken out by Matei there. Do they manage to pick up the second up? They do indeed, managing to keep that alive. 11-11. We do have a tied scoreline, ladies and gentlemen. Causality, everything to win for. FloWenZ, well, so do they. Should they lose this map, they would go straight down to either playoffs or they would just not get promoted into the next series. How about we can find that frag onto Emelisi? That's the second time in a row. Emelisi just giving away those early frag, and it's an AWP duel. You could argue it's 50-50, but Oba's just been winning them. Crazy Bear finds the info, doesn't find the frag, does a bit of damage. It's just one of those rounds where FloWenZ, they need to get some form of momentum. They need to make something work, and right now everything's just not working for them. Doing stupid stuff doesn't help. Uglin finds 1. Matei's gonna find 1 here on the flag as well, and all of a sudden FloWenZ, they're down to 2 players, and Causality, they have info of at least one of them, so gonna be taking that aggressive yard control as we see here, even main control. They have all the control in the world here. Orion finds Shrug in it. Well, Causality, I said it. I mean, they're playing so well. They're putting up walls everywhere, making sure FloWenZ doesn't even get an entry towards the site. Flawless round so far. Well, I had to jinx it. Orion goes down, but at this point, it doesn't matter. This round is lost, and Matei gets the frag. 12 on the board from Causality. All of a sudden, they're in the lead. Gonna be starting to build that bank as well. I reckon we're going to have a bit of a low buy here from FloWenZ, and then we're going to have a next gun round following it, and that gun round is going to decide the game pretty much. A lot closer scoreline here on the Train, though. Inferno wasn't really that close. Crazy Bear goes up to the smoke, has the info, finds 1, sprays, doesn't find more. Molly goes down. Going to do a lot of damage here. Shrug's going to be swinging wide, finds 1 frag, does go down to the Molly. JFS, well, you're late, and the question is, what can you find? So far, nothing. Full B control here from FloWenZ, no, from Causality. Obo finding 1. I'm surprised. I'm gonna be very surprised if Emelisi even manages to put down a bomb at this point. It's gonna be absolutely encircled and destroyed here. Alright, that's disrespectful going for a knife, but nevertheless. A for effort, I suppose. Okay, finding it out. I gotta say, I was impressed by Obo and Inferno because he played really well, but Matei, it's just, his shots are just hitting. He's just doing so well so far. Here comes that also important buy round that I was talking about. Should FloWenZ lose this, that's going to bring them all the way down to 15-11. And that is because I would grant Causality the follow-up round, because that would most likely be an eco. That being said, though, there's maximum loss bonus, so we might see a FloWenZ team that's going to force all the way to the end of the game. I do see 2 players on Causality above 6,000, while nearer to 7,000. I'm going to be fine for another round as well. This is it. This is it. This is what we've been waiting for. This is going to be the all-so-exciting buy round. And the question here is, what do FloWenZ do? Because nothing of what they've been doing has been working. Been hitting walls everywhere. And again, it looks like they're setting up for this A-side take. All the utility. This hasn't been working a single time for them so far as I'm aware. Yeah, well, one, but I don't think that was even this much of a push. Obo, getting those early frags. Again, finding that ML easy. That's the third time. Misses the shot. Uglin finds one. Obo finds another. We're going on the flank. Well, he does get taken down, but at what cost? Orion finds one as well. Sko goes down. 14 on the board. We might see continuously forcing here. That appears to be the plan. That being said, though, Causality looking so strong at the A-bomb site. FloWenZ haven't really been exploring the possibility of B-bomb site. That being said, though, they haven't really had any round where their players have been alive for more than a good 20-30 seconds. Especially one round where there's everyone alive. Most rounds, at least one person, if not two, have gone down fairly early. Causality just dictating the pace, making sure that they play their own game, making it work. Looking really strong so far. I can't express that enough. Taking the main control. At this point, look at Causality. Look at the control they have. They have the inner player. They have the main control. They even have the Ivy control still. Hold on. Mauling off people. And I mean, FloWenZ, they're literally meeting a wall at this point. Crazy Bear, how much can you find? Finds one. It's going to be looking for more. Finds two. Looks for the third. Finds the third. Still alive. Still breathing. Still a thorn in FloWenZ's side. And Skog, you're all alone. You're not where the team is. At this point, well, you might just save, but that's a 50-second save. And at this point, I'd imagine Causality being very aggressive, maybe even hunting for that gun. We are going to be seeing 15 on the board. And match point is going to be coming up soon. Unless Skog goes absolutely insane here. He's being held. Gets taken out. Obo. Making short, quick work of Skog. Absolutely superb defending from Crazy Bear. Getting those initial 3 frags and getting the help he needed as well. 11-15. Causality onto match point. Will it end? Right now, that is the question. Not a lot of utility here onto the FloWenZ side of things. Right now, again, we're seeing a bit of main aggro, but a bit more chill around here at FloWenZ. I don't know why I'm specking Skog. There's no point. Looking so far, so strong. Causality really putting up a fight. Causality, of course, if they win this, they do win their group. Very slow. Very different round to what we've seen earlier, but Causality, they have all their utility, and, well, FloWenZ, they don't have anything to force out that utility with, so any push is going to come through utility. That is a rough place to start. Skog on the flank here. 50 seconds. FloWenZ almost looks scared to do anything. Now they're out though. JFS finds one. Uglin. Be playing close. Matei finds one. Uglin doesn't find one. He does. Looks for more. Flash goes out. Looks for more. Doesn't find it. Goes finds one. Shred finds one on the flank. All of a sudden, Obo goes down. It's all down to Crazy Bear. And, well, it appears to be lagging. I believe this is a very stupid way of doing it. Let's see if it catches up eventually. It does not. That mean that Causality did win. They ended the server too quickly. We don't get to see the final round. That is a bit of a shame. Causality win the match all in total. And that means they're going to be moving up to the #1 spot of the group. Nordley's going to be taking the 2nd spot. And FloWenZ, well, they have to deal with their 3rd spot. Whether that means a playoff or not having the option to move up the division. Time will show, but so forth. The scoreline is as follows. Causality #1, Nordley's #2, FloWenZ #3. GG, well played to all players. Thank you so much for watching. My name's been Insanity. I hope you guys have a good evening and take care.